Yeah.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
Okay, I'm going to bring up the crowd. Testing 1, 2, 3. We are
live here at Galena Park ISD Stadium, and we want to do an audio adjustment as we're supposed to go live on the video screen, and it'll be about 20 minutes or so before we go there, and this is going to be the Yellow Jackets taking on the Rams. So we want to go lower, higher, or we want to lower it? Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. We look at the video screen. They have a commercial for San Jacinto College running, and now they've got something else up there. United something on the video screen. Okay, now what I'm going to do is always at the timeouts, when you guys run the spots, I'm going to go there and just I'm not running any spots tonight. And at the half, I guess we're just doing a test pattern, basically. Okay, and then we'll be able, because last game, of course, we did the homecoming. But unless if something changes, let me know. But I'll just go to, if I don't see you go to commercial, then I'll just kill some time talking. All righty, so 7 o'clock, we'll pick it up. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everyone.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Galena
'Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk, let's rock and roll. Kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea and I'll get my ping pong. This is dead heavy, can't hit the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach chain like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow. Hey, so let's go. 'Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Hey,
Test. Test. 1, 2, 3. Test. Test.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. LSN Sports presents Galena Park Yellow Jackets Football 2021. Galena Park Yellow Jackets Football 2021 is being sponsored in part by Regions Bank. They'll help you prioritize spending around what you love. By Kim Walt and Danette Wilczewski in Houston with Remax Results. They make your transition smooth. And by your Woodlands All-State agent, Herminia Sitter. Are you in good hands? By Mr. Electric. They've got the power to make things better. By the Walk-Up Company. Your imagination, our fabrication. By Meta Staffing Services. They know the people you need to know. By Bonfire Wings. Genuine Creole, uniquely Cajun. By Hotze Health and Wellness Center. Men, isn't it time you take care of you? And by DeRoche Partners, LLP. They offer superior professional services specifically tailored to meet the needs of their clients. And by LSN Sports. Tonight, live here from Galena Park ISD Stadium on the north side of Houston, Texas, Galena Park Yellow Jackets host the Houston Waltrip Rams in their 5th District 11 5A Division II game of the season and their 4th home game of the season, next to last. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. In case we have not been formally introduced, my name is Dave Marks. Coin toss taking place. Let's listen in.
With the ball. Trip, like the kick. Kick through the clock. Galena Park has won the toss. Selected to receive. Gentlemen, shake hands. Wish each other good luck. Let's play some football.
Okay, you hear the words of Don Martinez, the referee, loud and clear. Let's play some football here on a Friday night on the north side of Houston. Galena Park Yellow Jackets football takes to the airwaves again. We hope that you are with us and not too distracted by some other events taking place in Houston tonight. 81 degrees at game time. They say there are gale warnings on the way. Well, we don't want any big wind around here. Don't want to deal with that. But right now it looks like a lovely night for football. The Yellow Jackets come off a whitewashing of Northside last week. Well, that's what everybody does to Northside. Northside has yet to score a point all year, and these Waltrip Rams took a loss 2 weeks ago against Madison. They have not won a game on the year. 0-6 overall, 0-5 in district, and they are going to have to go on the defense here as the Yellow Jackets should be receiving. Well, it's going to be Elliot Gonzalez on the right. He'll be kicking off, and a couple of Yellow Jackets out of your screen at the moment. Back on the left, looks like Marion Kelly and the other return man. They hope to have a fun night tonight in the stands. The other return man is going to be Renteria. So time to get this one underway. A little short. And it looks like on the short return, Jordan Valderas gets it. And the Yellow Jackets of Galena Park should have a pretty good field position for their opening drive of the ball game. So as we mark it, it's going to be their own 42. And they'll go to the first place on scrimmage. It should be Reyes, the junior signal caller. He usually goes under center. Started every game, and yes, he's under center. Well, bad exchange. Going to have to make something out of it. That's dangerous. And that's going to go as an incomplete pass. Well, bad exchange from center. And he picked it up, as you saw, and tried to get it to Gutierrez. And just kind of tried to two-hand shovel it to him. It's going to kind of go as an incompletion. On the year as a passer, Reyes 14 for 28, 258 yards, 3 touchdowns. 2 for 4 last week. Had a touchdown toss, 50 yards total. Yellow Jackets don't do a lot of passing per se. They're more on the ground. 2nd and 10. And they're going to give it on the good carry. Relatively short yards to Valderas. So let's give Valderas about 6 yards on the play. Valderas comes in 36 carries, 308 yards, 2 touchdowns. 1 for 16 last week. So change it to a 5-yard gain. We'll go with that. And first third down attempt of the night for the Yellow Jackets with some 45 seconds into the opening quarter. And in case you don't know, they are wearing those black uniforms. And see how they'll handle their first third down attempt of the night. Pitch back, a little problem getting the handoff, but he will get the first down and more. So Jonathan Gutierrez, 15 for 144, 2 touchdowns on the year, 6 for 23 last week in a TD. So let's mark the yards for him. They started at the 47. Oh, they're going quick tonight, so we're going to have to be quick.
17-yard gain.
Well, they helped us out saying a 17-yard game. Thank you very much, Mr. PA man. And that'll put it at the 36-yard line. Opening drive with the Yellow Jackets playing what some might consider the softer part of their district schedule. And the bowling ball with his first attempt. Jose Barrientos is his full given name. We just kind of nicknamed him the bowling ball, as that's what he runs like when you hand off to him. Line of scrimmage is 36 yards on the play. He is the leading rusher on the team this season. 78 carries, 445 yards, 6 touchdowns. 5 for 18 last week in a touchdown, as most of the starters didn't play a full game in last week's blowout. Little confusion on the option. Reyes is going to have to make chicken salad out of a mess, and he will get maybe 4 yards. Got something out of nothing. That option didn't quite do what it was supposed to do. He'll get a 4-yard gain, or are they going to say move the 6, or are they giving him a first down? Apparently, well, so give him 5 yards and a first down. So how about that? At the 25-yard line, second first down on the drive. 6th play coming up, 9:45 to go in the opening quarter. Cheerleaders on the march, and so are the Yellow Jackets. And that's giving it to Valderas. Valderas threw about the 23. Let's give him a 7-yard gain on his second carry. Oh, they're giving him an 8 yard, so we will go with, we hear the PA loud and clear tonight, unlike other weeks or other facilities, so we'll go with what they have. An 8-yard gain, and it's 2nd down and 2. Going quickly, not huddling up big time tonight. Man in motion, and they give it to him, Gutierrez. He'll get the first down and a little more, down to about the 11.
Gutierrez moves the ball down to about the 11.
So the 6-yard gain for Gutierrez, who, as of late, has gotten a lot of carries, gotten very involved last week. And we said last week because of the big blowout over North Side, a lot of the starters were really not involved for most of the second half. 1st and 10 from the 11. They can get another first down before the end zone. And this now had the ball for about 4 minutes since the opening kickoff. Another bad snap, and that'll cost him a yard. Well, I don't know if it's a bad snap or he's just not picking it up. So back to the 13 for a -2. And they'll be looking now at a 2nd and 12. So we'll see if we can see who's in there on the front line, who's doing this. Remember, earlier in the year, this was a plague, basically, plague on the house, so to speak. They tightened that up a lot, and as you get down here toward the end of the schedule for postseason, these are things that you would hope would not plague you at this point. On the 2nd and 12, straight to the bowling ball, and he will get it back to the original line of scrimmage. The Barrientos for a 2-yard gain. They may give him an extra yard. Let's give him 3 to the 10. And they're looking at a 3rd and 9. They are 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions in this drive. And they've had the ball for about 4 minutes plus since getting the opening kickoff. So a big play here. Get to the 1 for the first down. And they go to Valderas. He's going to be short, gets positive yards, gets to the 3. So they won't make the first down. And now they have got a little decision to make. They're going to line up quickly, and looks like they're going to go for it on 4th down. Straight ahead. Do they get it? Apparently not.
Fumble on the snap, picked up by number 3,
And,
Jose Barrientos.
of course, what leads to that
Close to the 2-yard line.
is the bad snap. But now they have to measure. So the bad snap, Yellow Jackets are covered, but, well, I think they don't have to measure. They are short.
Short of the line to gain.
So this is the first time that a turnover has denied the Yellow Jackets an almost sure score. They go 11 plays and come up empty. And, of course, decision to go for it on 4th down, an interesting one. So for Waltrip, it's going to be 1st and 10. They're going to have it, what's that old cliche, the proverbial shadow of their own goal post, and it'll be at about the, let's say, the 2-yard line. And there'll be 6:28 ending in the opening quarter. So they took about 5 minutes off the clock and could not get into the end zone due to bad exchange and a fumble. 2 yards deep, swing pass, got to get out of the end zone, and starting quarterback is Max Cuevas. Makes a completion for a very short yard gain to his leading receiver, Kalen Sam. So it's going to go as a completion, but for no gain. And they're looking at a 2nd down and 10 as he has to line up in the end zone. He's 25 for 68, 323 yards. On the season, has not thrown a touchdown, have been picked 5 times. So they tend to put it up a little more, but no results on the TD. And out of the end zone, giving them a little yards. They go to Sam. Sam, their leading rusher. And he takes it to about the 7 for a 5-yard gain. 89 carries, 492 yards on the year, 25 for 155 against Madison a couple of weeks ago. First 3rd down attempt as they look for the 1st down, and don't think they're going to find it. They'll maybe get about a 2-yard gain.
Number 2, Maximus Cuevas.
And that time, Max Cuevas going forward.
Gains about a yard, bring up 4th.
And they are not successful on the 3rd down conversion. So they are now going to have to punt from very deep in their own territory from out of the end zone, and this of course can always be a little dangerous. See, Eloit Gonzalez did the kickoff. He's about 6 yards deep in his end zone, and upfield the other way, out of your screen for the moment, is going to be catching the ball right there at the 48-yard line or so. And he does a lot of east-west. That's Renteria on a very short return. And that will be all she wrote, but the Yellow Jackets will get the ball back in excellent field position. They will have it at the Waltrip 40-yard line. And there'll be 4:30 remaining in the opening quarter. So an 11-play drive stalled at the 2 on their first possession. And they were a little sloppy in some phases of that drive, particularly on the exchanges. So let's see what they're able to do here. Timeout on the field. Somebody burn one. Waltrip takes the timeout. Okay, no score here. And guys in the truck, what are we keeping in here, or are we going to break? There we go. Well, after that little word from Bonfire Wings, does it make you a little hungry? The Yellow Jackets hungry to get on the board after being denied on that opening drive. And on that opening drive, well, were they just, the success that they did have was taking advantage of a weaker opponent, but no matter who you're playing, well, decision to go for it on 4th down and about 1 or so from the 3-yard line and not able to get it. So 1st and 10 from the 40 of the Rams, and good gain. Let's see, I think they go here to Valderas. Valderas' 4th carry of the night. And they're going to give him, it looks like, I'll say 5 yards. 5 yards. 5 or 6, give or take. Let's give, so he gets it to the 36-yard line. 2nd down and 4. 4 minutes to go in the opening quarter, no score. Yellow Jackets, 2nd possession. And it's Kelly's first attempt. A little speed for a 1st down. And he takes it to about the 28-yard line for the 1st down. 7-yard gain on Kelly's first attempt of the night. He comes in 43 carries, 351 yards, 9 touchdowns on the ground to lead the Yellow Jackets last week. 2 carries, 63 yards, and 2 touchdowns. 1st and 10. And the back judge comes in. That may have something to do with the clock as they wind the clock up. Line of scrimmage down there at ground level is the 27. Swing pass. And not able to really break away there on the completion. Renteria. And it's, let's see, they're going to mark him at the 21-yard line. I'll give him about 6 yards. First completion for Reyes of the night. 2nd down and 4. Approaching 3 minutes to go. Yellow Jackets 4-2 on the year, 3-1 in district. And there you go. Don't know what's going on there. That's, do we have to enter another stat column here on our sheet for bad exchanges and fumbles? And cost them on the first drive. And they lose yards here on the fumble that he recovered. And the Yellow Jackets have decided, I guess somebody's got to be angry on that sideline. They, when you talk about burning a timeout, they burning in every sense of the word.
Hi, my name is Jasmine, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Chicken Club is the wonderfully marinated and juicy chicken breast. The marinade actually reminds me of my mother's cooking. You know, marinades, usually they take time, and you can tell that it was put together with love.
My name is Meredith, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is the oven-toasted, cheesy top layer. If home had a flavor, it would be Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese. I'm passionate about it.
Well, this is the softer part of the schedule for the Yellow Jackets. Last week, a team that hasn't scored any points all season, and they, of course, they haven't won any games. What do you think? And this is another team, although they've scored a few points, they haven't won any games either. But not very crisp, so to speak. And they're looking into 3rd down here, and I believe unofficially they're 2 for 3 on 3rd down. Either 2 for 3 or 3 for 4. And let's see what they'll do here if they get a little fired up after the timeout. Well, they go to the upperclassman, Kelly, and he's handled pretty well for relatively short gain. So stopping him the first time, that kind of fires the defense up a little bit. That looks like it was Cameron Taylor who stopped him at about the 21. And they're looking at a 4th down and about 4. So Kelly not able to pick up the 1st down. 2nd 4th down attempt, they're 0 for 1, fumbled last time, and this time they are not going to get anywhere. And was it another bad? Couldn't see if it was another bad snap, but it probably was. And, well, they have yet to get off the bus, quite frankly. And that will end their 2nd drive. And that one not as crisp as the first one, a little better, but no points. And that one just not much to write about at all. So for the Waltrip Rams, they're going to feel good stopping them twice, especially stopping them down inside the 5-yard line. They've got it from their own 21, 2:06 to go in the opening quarter. And Cuevas, Max Cuevas, try to see what he can get going here. And there's going to be a flag on that carry. Leading ball carrier, Kalen Sam. And a flag thrown down in the backfield. That usually means holding, and it is. Referee Don Martinez. Well, their head coach is Jeremy Kirk. Think of how they feel right about now. They have stopped, basically on paper, a superior offense twice, particularly doing it on that long drive inside the 3-yard line. And, if you're coaching staff, you can kind of, being in these situations before, now is when you've got to take advantage of it. So they've 10-yard loss back to the 11. Max Cuevas, split backs. Sam again, Sam I am. Kalen Sam to the, they're going to say at the 14-yard line. And on the tackle for the Yellow Jacket, so it looks like Alexander Sims. So I'll give him a 3-yard gain there for Kalen Sam. Second down and 17. This is their second possession. First one, they were 3 and out from deep in their own end zone. Sam is going to line up in a slot on the left side. Cuevas, and that one almost picked off. Well, he was throwing for Sean Crawford, and one of the closest people to it that time was Victor Gutierrez. If he comes up with that one cleanly, he's probably got himself a pick 6. So 0 for 2 passing, 0 for 1 on third down conversions, 3rd and 17 here, 1:01 remaining in this opening quarter. No score. Waltrip Rams have stopped the Yellow Jackets twice. Max Cuevas wants to throw, wants to chuck it. Incomplete, not a very crisp pattern, and he was under some pressure intended for Sam. Amarian Kelly out there in pass protection, or in pass coverage. So they will be forced to punt again from deep in their territory. And standing back near the goal line will be Elliot Gonzalez. And for the Yellow Jackets upfield, out of your screen at the moment is Renteria. Good punt. And let's see if Renteria can do anything. Also good coverage. So their special teams have done well. The Yellow Jackets have, Renteria has done most of the punt returning, such as it is this year. And they've not chucked off a lot of big yards on the returns. 40 seconds remaining in the opening quarter, no score. Galena Park will get their 3rd possession of the night. And it'll be at the Waltrip 49-yard line, 49 yards away from the end zone. And we'll see what they want to do offensively. Haven't established anything really yet. And they almost had a bad exchange, and they got bailed out. And I think we have another quarterback now. It's going to be Oswaldo Flores. Flores got a lot of snaps last week. And Flores gets the carry there on the, I don't know if that was a busted play or whatever. It's going to be 2nd down and 8. Does get a positive gain. 10 seconds to go. They may not snap this before the end of the quarter. So is Reyes okay, or has he just been replaced? And I think this is the first time all year, outside of the Marshall game, that the Yellow Jackets have not scored, and we've got zeros on the board after the first 12.
combines the best games with the best pizza? Mr. Gaddy's, of course. Mr. Gaddy's. Pizza, games, parties.
Well, as though we need that distraction of what you just saw on your screen. We're trying to keep the audience, guys. Well, Flores in the ball game as we start the second quarter. Flores, as a passer on the year, 2 for 6, 31 yards, not thrown a touchdown. This will be the 5th time he's appeared, and as we start the second quarter, let's see if he is, yep, he will stay, he is in there. So he got quite a few reps last week. It's 2nd down and 8 as they switch sides of the field. No score. And the pitch. Now let the upperclassman try to see what he can do. And Amari and Kelly will get them close to a first down. They might have it. Needed to get to the 41. And let's see if they will move them on down. So Flores in there at the QB. Yes, they do get the first down. And 8 yards on the rush for the senior Amari and Kelly. And, of course, you remember a couple of weeks ago, the homecoming king. Well, last week as a passer, he didn't throw a pass. But as a rusher, 7 carries, 39 yards. That is Flores, by the way, who we are talking about, and he keeps his number here. Calls his number, and they're going to give him about 5 yards to the 36. So last week against Northside, he was 7 for 39 with a rushing touchdown. And as we said, he did not attempt to pass last week. And an easy Galena Park win. 2nd down and about 6 to go. And Barrientos, Valderas rather, excuse me. He will get maybe a yard. And at what point are we going to start to say, hey, let's credit what this Waltrip defense is doing? Because that's the other side of the story. They have not let the Yellow Jackets break off anything big. And I've lost opportunity. Now, you know if you're playing one of the Fort Bend schools or one of the quality schools that you can't afford to miss opportunities like they did on the first possession. He'll keep it, and he'll get the first down. So Flores will keep it and take it to the 23 for about a 12-yard gain. And that's a first down they needed to keep the drive alive. So sometimes against teams like this, you think, all right, we'll get more opportunities. You just don't know. And, of course, the longer you keep opponents around, the more confidence that they get. Reyes, starting quarterback after the first 2 possessions, not in this time. It's been Oswaldo Flores. And he gives it to the bowling ball Valderas. Barrientos. The 2 Bs. And 2 about the 18-yard line for a 5-yard gain. And for bowling ball Barrientos, his 3rd carry. 2nd down and about 5. 8:49 to go in the second quarter. And Flores, well, Reyes was doing that same thing. Don't know what's going on. Yeah, if we had about 15 cameras, we could get something isolated on that to figure out what's what, but don't know. I'm pretty sure the coaches next door to us up here have got their eye on that situation too. And that has been what has hurt the Yellow Jackets tonight, these problems with the exchange between center and quarterback. So let's see if they get it right this time on this big 3rd down. Will they get that right? And then they might get that right, and they might take it all the way to the house. So they're able to get Onto the board, the senior, the homecoming king, Amarian Kelly, took the pitch and used his speed to get to the outside easily. And they're on the board at the 8-minute mark of quarter number 2. So the point after touchdown attempt, they're going to go to Galarza, right-footed kicker. Missed one last week. They will get this one here. And of course he does out of the hold of Diego Quintanilla. So 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter. The Yellow Jackets are on the board, 7-0 over Waltrip. You're watching Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 on LSN.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
Well, after being stopped inside the 3-yard line on the first possession on 11 plays, the Yellow Jackets go 8 plays, 49 yards, and they take 4 minutes and 40 seconds off the clock. And Amarian Kelly, the senior, little sweep to get them into the end zone. So the Rams kick it out of bounds, and that'll cost you. Or rather, excuse me, not the Yellow Jackets kick it out of bounds. They've changed up a little bit the kickoffs and point PATs. Seen a little switch up last couple of weeks, so we'll want to pay attention to that. First down and 10. Waltrip Rams will have it at their own 30 with exactly 8 minutes remaining in the second quarter after they have been scored on. And it's Max Cuevas with the gray top and red pants. And favored back, Kalen Sam, is tripped up after about a, well, let's say about a 6-yard gain. Kalen Sam. I think he doesn't have any, got big yardage, but I don't see any touchdowns for him yet. He has very interesting statistics. A lot of yards, but not leading in a lot of instances to a lot of points. Second and about 4. Cuevas. He'll try the left side. And looks like he's going to get a first down. Give him about 7 yards. And I believe that is his second carry of the night. And they'll get it to the 42 for the first down. I think this is their best starting field position. The first drive started from the 2, and then a penalty backed them up to the 11 on the second one. So a kick out of bounds, not the smartest thing to do, giving them good field position. And 2 plays have gotten the first down. Got the pass and tries to run over the defender. Sam trying to put the helmet into Joe Ayala. Joe Ayala had a pick 6 last week and a win against Northside. So it'll go as his first completion for just a 1-yard gain. You have to take him any way you can get him. Sam on the year, 5 catches, 31 yards. Second down and 9. Approaching 6 minutes to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Yellow Jackets. And what'll they try here? Sam with some good moves, but not able to really break free. And the 45-yard line. And Ayala in there on the tackle. And Sims in there also. So it's a third and about 7, 5:30 remaining now in the first half. On a night when, well, the folks getting here a little late on the Galena Park side, the near side. And not all jerseys belonging to Galena Park tonight. Well, a good play to jump the route as they were trying to get, they're looking for Carlos Rigardo. And good on the breakup, almost a pick 6. So on the incompletion, they'll have to go to punt formation once again. And it's Gonzalez. Sting 'em, they say. They're trying. And can Renteria get a return? He'll have to watch this. Good roll. They've done pretty well on the special teams, all things considered. And the Yellow Jackets will get a 1st and 10, and they will spot it right at the old 20-yard line. And there'll be 4:54 remaining in the first half. Galena Park leading it 7-0. This is one of 3 games in District 11 5A taking place tonight. So we'll see what they do here as far as QB is concerned. Do they stay with? They have gone back to Reyes. So Ivan Reyes back in after being out for 1 possession. And they're going to say it's at the 21-yard line officially. So don't know what the purpose of that is, but he keeps his own number and keeps the football for yardage to about the 30. So that'll give him a 9 yards on that one. And is that his first carry of the night? His second, but his longest, obviously. 2nd down and 1. So he came out with a little passion that time. And again, one of their problems has been the exchange with quarterback and center. Can they do it smoothly? Well, that they got the smooth exchange, but I don't know what that was designed to do, who that was designed to fool, as he gets no gain on the play. And they'll be looking at a 3rd down, and they need just 1 to keep the drive alive. Just a couple of ticks under 4 minutes to go here in the first half. 7-0 Galena Park Yellow Jackets. Every game important. And unless there is a miracle in this district, everyone is fighting basically for 2nd place. 3rd and short. A lot of people up in the box. And who do they give it to? They give it to Gutierrez, and he will get, he needed 1 yard, and he gets a lot more than that to about the 36. Let's see, they're going to say 36. So he gets the 1st down. And Gutierrez with a big carry, and he'll make it the 37-yard line. So let's give him 7 yards if you are keeping track. Approaching 3 minutes to go now in the first half. Yellow Jackets 2 timeouts. Reyes back in and under center. And they give to rolling ball, Barrientos. And he takes it to the 43. That'll give him a 6-yard gain for Barrientos on his 4th carry. 2nd down and 4. Well, they try the little misdirection. And that is going to be Balderas getting it into Rams territory at the 45.
First down, Jackets at the Waltrip 45-yard line.
Let's see, 43, 47, it's a 12-yard gain as we figure it out. And that's incomplete, over the middle. Intended for the leading receiver on the Yellow Jackets, Bernardo Vasquez. Vasquez, 8 catches, 150 yards, and a touchdown. 1 for 28 and a TD last week. With the incompletion there, Reyes now 1 out of 2. And it stops the clock, 1:55 to go till halftime. 2nd and 10 at the 45 of Waltrip. Yellow Jackets not used to putting it up. On the option, Reyes will get about 5 yards. And the 2 timeouts are going to have to think in terms of using them efficiently here with 3rd down and about 5. Clock continues to roll, 1:28 to go. First half. Swing pass, and they'll not only get the first down, but they'll get out of bounds. Jonathan Renteria. And they're going to take it to the 34 for a 6-yard gain. And a first down. Reyes with his 2nd completion, 1:21 to go. So getting out of bounds helped on the drive. Waltrip gets the 2nd half kickoff. And tell Valderas to pick up some yards, and he does. Now to the 23. That's about a 12-yard gain.
We have an official's timeout for an extra
And
play.
officials timeout on the field.
Timeout. Timeout. Timeout.
After the play, or actually during the play, sportsmanlike conduct on the defense, running into the coach on the sideline. It's a 15-yard penalty and an automatic first.
Well, while we were away, some sort of unsportsmanlike call was made. Let's see if we get it here.
Jackets from about the 11.5-yard line.
Unsportsmanlike puts the ball at the 11. Sportsmanlike on Waltrip. So 1st and 10 from the 11. Now with a minute to go and the clock running, Yellow Jackets threatening. And on the option, spinning like a top to the 5-yard line. It's Reyes. So since he came back into the ball game, he's called his own number quite a few times. And they're looking at a 2nd down and about 4. Need to reach about the 2 or so. Start to get jumbled up when you get that close. Going to try to keep it again. And does he have the line? Yep, he does. So able to do what they needed to do. And Reyes on the keeper for the touchdown. That is on the ground. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. So point after touchdown attempt. And they're 2 for 2 for Galarza. 23 seconds remaining. Much time did it take to make that sign? So. First half winding down, and the Galena Park Yellow Jackets another touchdown on the board. Let's see if they will do the kicking off a little better this time, as we said they've been going to different people. Vasquez kicks it and going to return it from the 5. And Sam hit hard at about the 21-yard line. So they'll have it at their own, let's see, 21-yard line, and there'll be just 17 seconds remaining. And I don't think they're going to try to do anything fancy here. The Yellow Jackets, long drive, 11 plays, 79 yards, 4 minutes, 1 second off the clock, and aided by an unsportsmanlike penalty. Reyes takes it in from 5 yards out. They lead it 14-0. So Cuevas, they'll try to get aggressive. Completion, and smarter thing to do would have been try to get out of bounds, or they're going to need a timeout. And do they get one? Or, well, I guess move the sticks. They'll get the timeout, but they're going to just have to chuck it downfield now. And if they tackle him inbound, they do get him out of bounds. Clock is out, so it's all relatively moot. He'll get a little help with his statistics, but not much else. So, as they put a distraction on the board for all of you, interesting. I don't know about that next one that you see, but that first one definitely a little bit distracting. We have reached the half here, and it was a very quick half, all things considered. Very quick, moving right along. And at the half, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets find themselves out in front 14-0. So we'll take our half break here. And when we return, we'll be live with stats and all kinds of other things. So now I guess you can go check out that baseball game that you are so concerned about, and then come on back when we get ready for the second half. All right, how about let's get ready for the second half. Yellow Jackets leading at 14-0, and they will kick it off from left to right. That'll be a touchback. And, well, we said they've been changing up the people who do the kicking off. The leading wide receiver, Bernardo Vasquez, kicks that one off. So we start the final 24 in basically what is a game that's a little tighter than I think a lot of people thought it might be. Galena Park leading it by a score of 14-0. And one of the problems that they did have in the first half was the exchange between quarterback and center. And so the Waltrip Rams are right in this thing. Quarterback Max Cuevas, 4 for 7 for 18 yards as a passer in the first half. Completed 2 right at the end of the half. They want to set up a screen, and instead they're going to set up a sack. It would have been actually an incompletion. He did get it off. So very fortunate there, as we said in the first half. Max Cuevas, 4 out of 7, 18 yards. Carried twice for 8 yards as they weren't able to crack the scoreboard. Kalen Sam, 4 rushes, 17 yards, and 4 catches, 18 yards. So that has been the dynamic duo, if you will. Trailing 14-0 on the scoreboard. They in those gray tops, red pants. Short drops, and oh, that could be another pick six. That's Ayala. He had one last week, and he's going to get another one this week on the deflection. Joe Ayala, and they're going to say it's about 31 yards. You be the judge here. Looks like somebody might have chipped it, but they've seen that pass a couple of times, that little short quick out, and it's ready down the sideline, and more points on the board. His second pick six in as many weeks. So point after touchdown attempt coming up here. Jose Galarza out of the hold of Diego Quintanilla. He's 2 for 2 on the night. And of course that's not the way the Rams want to start, of course, not naturally. And make him 3 for 3. And the ink is hardly dry on this second half when the Yellow Jackets are on the board. Second week in a row by the defense, and a quick pick six, and they lead it 21-0. So it looks like we will keep things here. Okay, there we go.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
Well, we didn't get much of a chance to tell you a first half rundown before the Yellow Jackets are on the board again. And they will go once again to Vasquez to kick it off. And I guess they figure they have nothing to lose, might as well try to run it out. And on the run out, it's Sean Crawford. Oh, not bad, all things considered. Waltrip will get it first and 10, and they're going to spot it at around their own 23, it would appear. Just 36 seconds into this second half, and they go back to the offense after Max Cuevas threw his 6th interception on the year, and this one returned for a touchdown. So we'll see what they'll try here. And Joe Ayala returning at 31 yards. His second pick six in as many weeks. He had one against Northside last week. So rushing to get a big offensive lineman out there. And do they take a timeout to avoid any further damage? I believe they did. So the Rams burn the timeout here just to make sure they get it together with Yellow Jackets of Galena Park leading it 21-0. You're watching Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021.
Join the winning team at United
Community Credit Union, we offer low-rate loans and credit cards, and a rewards checking account that pays you for being a member. Now that's a touchdown. Join today. We're right here in your community. UnitedCCU.com.
Well, if you're just joining us, the Galena Park Yellow Jackets got their 2 touchdowns in the first half on one Amari and Kelly, an 18-yard run, 8 plays, 49 yards, 4:40 off the clock. And their second one, Reyes, after he was lifted for QB for a series, takes it in 5 yards out, 11 plays, 79 yards, 4:01 off the clock. And then they got one via the pick 6. And it's Crawford on the catch, little run after the catch. So they're not gun shy. Go back to the well. And looks like they're going to get, do they get the, about 11 yards and the first down on it there. First reception for Crawford, came in leading receiver, 17 catches, 261 yards. Caught 4 passes for 101 yards against Madison in a loss last week. So they coming out hungry. And here we see a different ball carrier. Different uniform. Let's see if we can take a look. Drake Williams, the freshman. How often do you see that? Kalen Sam doing the bulk of their rushing. Second down and 9. Opening drive of the ball game for the Yellow Jackets saw them go 11 plays and not able to get the end zone. Fumbled around the 2-yard line. And a quick hitter right there. And a catch. Takes guts to hold on to that, knowing you're going to get popped. It's Crawford again. So they're going to need a little of that. But obviously the 7-yard gain to about the 6-yard gain, so to the 41. So he's completed his last 2. And Crawford on the reception. Third down, they are 0 for 1 on third down. Well, actually they're 0 for more than that, but that's going to be their first third down conversion. In the first half, they were 0 for 3 on third down conversion, so now make them 1 out of 4. And that's 2 first downs on this drive. It'll get it right to the 50, a 9-yard completion. So he's getting a little bit of rhythm. And that's what they need. Crawford again, right at the 50. This there, well, let's see, in terms of number of plays, this their best drive so far. Coming in the third quarter, 3 minutes into it. Max Cuevas. Looks like he wants to chuck it, but instead he's going to go down. Nobody open downfield. I guess you could call that a classic coverage sack. And that time, Diego Quintanilla in there, along with Sebastian Bernal. Bring him back to the 44 on the sack. So we're talking about that first drive of the ball game, where the Yellow Jackets went 48 yards, picked up a couple of first downs on the drive, and then went for it on 4th down and had a bad snap. And it looked like the night got off to a little frustrating start. And another pick. This one at the 45. Well, getting, and this is going to be Carlos De Leon on the interception. Who is he throwing to? Threw into coverage, a lot of black jerseys. And he gets about 10 yards. That's his, well, how many interceptions now? Came in with 5 on the year. That's now 7. So they're starting to get a little momentum. And then they give it back. So the Yellow Jackets will have this their first possession of the second half. They'll get it at the opponent's 46. And they want to throw incomplete. And let's see, is it Reyes starts the second half. Throwing that one out on the flat. Reyes just 2 for 3, make him 2 for 4 now with that incompletion for 12 yards. And they tend to not do a whole lot of passing. First half, he carried 6 times 30 yards. Second down and 10 at the 44. Mark it right. And they'll just try to keep it on the ground there. Valderas with his first carry of the second half. And in that first half, Valderas was 7 for 50, leading ground gainer. So he gets about 3 yards there. And they're looking at a third down. They were 5 out of 7 on third down attempts in the first half. And they're going to make it 5 out of 8 as Gutierrez taken down for about a 2-yard loss. So they are not successful there. And 0 for 2 on fourth down conversions if you're keeping track. And at this point of the field, I think the book says you usually punch, but they don't always do it by the book. 6:50 remaining on the game clock and about 10 seconds on the play clock. They may decide to just let this run down and take a timeout as you see them coming off the field. Well, they're going to have to take the time anyway, whether they punt or to avoid the penalty, unless they don't mind the delay of game penalty. 6:31. Well, the clock ran a little longer than it was supposed to right there. So it is the delay of game. Somebody with their hand on the button upstairs. So since they're going to punt, doesn't matter much. May give the punter a little bit more room to work with. This is going to be the first punt attempt of the night for the Yellow Jackets, and they will have Bernardo Vasquez out of your picture at the moment. He's back, still a little further out of it, back at about the 37, and a single man upfield. Well, I don't think he's going to get a chance to return it. This one is going to be down maybe inside the 1, or did they go into the end zone? It looks like that. What are they saying here? Are they signaling touchback or down at the 1? Down at the 1. How about that? Well, not the regular punter, but they'll take it. And that'll certainly add to his average and back that offense way up. That's something they had to do in the first half, when they had to do plays out of their own end zone. So let's, as we go to the binoculars, I think it's going to be right on the 1. 6:13 to go in the third quarter. Lots of dangerous things can happen here. To look in terms of snapping it into the own end zone. So Cuevas will go under center. Just try to get him out of danger, so to speak. And he'll get 3 yards. Well, this a big night in the district play. 3 weeks to go after this, and other games taking place right now. Last night, it's Madison over Sharpstown, 34-8. On second down, they'll go to Sam. We'll get it to about the 7 for a 3-yard gain. So they're looking at a 3rd and 5. 1 for 4 on third down conversions. Let's see what they can dial up here. Defense got about 8 people up in the box. They want to come after him, so they'll keep it on the ground, and they're able to contain Sam for a no gain on the play.
Stopped at the 7-yard line by number 90, number 34, Alexander Sims.
So the defense stiffening, and looks like we have an official's timeout. So they'll go to punt formation, always dangerous to punt out of the end zone. Yellow Jackets will get Jonathan Renteria. He's going to only be at the 35-yard line out of your screen at the moment, and back into the end zone for the, there's Gonzalez, about 8 yards deep. Good high punt. Renteria wants to run up and try to return it. And he just might take it to the house and settle there. Well, that's going to go as the first special teams touchdown. It was a high punt, and he's been kind of conservative on the punts, but elected to chance this one. Coverage not getting down there. It's going to go as about a 31-yard return, and after he got by that first wave, so to speak, nothing much there. And so the Yellow Jackets with a defensive touchdown and a special teams touchdown. And they go with Galarza, trying his 4th PAT tonight out of the hold of Diego Quintanilla. And does he have it? George, I believe he does. So a punt return for 6, and then a PAT. And with 3:58 remaining in the third quarter, Galena Park Yellow Jackets 28, and the Waltrip Rams nothing. You're watching
Who combines the best games with the best pizza? Mr. Gaddy's, of course. Mr. Gaddy's. Pizza, games, parties.
Well, Galena Park has scored on a pick 6, and on the punt return, the first punt or kickoff return for a touchdown this season.
Kicking off is number 10, Bernardo Vasquez.
And Vasquez,
Back deep is number 1, Sean Crawford.
number 10 right there. Touchback earlier, had another one returned. This one could be returnable at about the 4. And that's Kalen Sam.
Number 3, Kalen Sam.
Keeps the pile going, keeps those legs churning, and gets about 22 yards on that kickoff return.
Stop near the 28-yard line.
So Waltrip will have it 1st and 10. And they'll have it at their own 28. 3:45 remaining in the third quarter. Yellow Jackets get on the board via Jonathan Renteria returning a punt. 31 yards. High punt, he ran up on it, and coverage, I would think, should have been able to get back quickly, but I guess not. And once he got by that first little wave, there was not much that he had to deal with, and it goes as his first touchdown on a punt return and the first for the team this year. Cuevas give to Sam, and Sam, I am taken down to the backfield. On the tackle, Isaac Coravubias, excuse me. And it'll go as a no gain on the play. Second down, and well, actually they lost 1, so let's put it back at the 27 and make it 2nd down and 11. And we'll try to tell you about the other games in district that are taking place when we get the opportunity. Sam has some protection. Wants to chuck it one-on-one, and does he have a catch in bounds? I don't think so.
Pass intended for number 18.
Well, it was
falls incomplete. Coverage by number 9,
pretty good. Carlos De Leon covering for the Yellow Jackets a good attempt.
Third down and 11.
He's going for Marquez Norris. Exactly 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. Galena Park leads it now 28-0. Cuevas has thrown 2 interceptions. One of them run in for a touchdown. 1 for 5 on third down conversions. And that's throwing that into danger territory. Intended for Sam out on the flat. And do we have a flag? I think we do. Heard some buzzing in the stands when that pass was thrown. Haven't had a lot of penalties tonight. Now the referee Don Martinez telling us that defense holding. And so we'll see what they'll elect to do here. It was an incompletion. I guess they could decline it, bring up fourth down. Jeremy Kirk, head coach of the Waltrip Rams. And looks like they will in fact decline it. So that'll make them have to practice their punting,
Personal foul called against the Rams. The penalty is declined.
which they have done most of the night.
Fourth down and 11.
Elliot Gonzalez
Number 85, Elliot Gonzalez in punt
will
formation.
be at about his 11.
Number 5, Jonathan
To your right, and Renteria, who ran that punt back. I don't think he'll get a chance to run this one back. It'll take a Galena Park roll back. A little 9-iron
Punt is
iron shot there.
down near the 39 yard
And so the Yellow Jackets will have it in excellent real estate. And they'll say the 39-yard line of Waltrip, 2:28. And unless they're playing running time, I don't know why the clock is running here. That, well, didn't get an indication that they're playing running time, but that clock is still running. This doesn't look like a team that, and nobody said anything. Any interesting, as he used to say on Rona Martin's Laughing. So here's Reyes. And he's done a lot of this in the second half. And when he started to do it, that turned the game around. Well, of course, on that play, you'd keep the clock running because he was tackled in bounds, but I don't know if they decided to go to running time or not. 11 yards there for Reyes to the, I'll just give him 10 yards. We'll change it on the board here. So this is not a team that looks like they have to have that kind of a mercy rule. Waltrip not playing that badly, all things considered, and see when things like that happen, that definitely helps them. As it looks like they did recover. Well, the clock stopped there now. And it's Kenron Taylor. So that is the second turnover of the night for the Yellow Jackets, and well, a little bit of fumbleitis once again. That's how their first drive of the game was stopped. And as you start to get into the part of the season where the upcoming weeks, you know, the competition by the time that they get down to playing Fort Bren, Willow Ridge, and then the postseason, won't be able to afford to do these kind of things. So it's from the Waltrip own 32, 122, and
Direct snap goes to number 1,
counting.
Crawford.
And Crawford on the old Wildcat play takes it, well, the first line of scrimmage was the 32, and he takes it up to about the 39. Now following the officials' timeout, 2nd and 3. And it'll be 3rd down and about 4 after the loss there.
Number 1, Sean Crawford on the keeper.
So Crawford is in at quarterback. So it's not even really a Wildcat thing. And back to the 37. 40 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. 28-0 Galena Park Yellow Jackets. And some of the scores reported from other games in the district. Well, a lot of them still reporting being still at the half. So we'll see if we can get some updates on this 3rd down situation here. The drop back. And do they have the completion? I believe they do. Oh, no, incomplete, excuse me. So they'll be in punt formation again. And we see the clock is stopping this time on the incomplete pass. And remember earlier it was run. Somebody may have fallen asleep on the clock. Don't know what that situation was, but apparently they were not playing running time. And once again, Gonzalez will get to practice another punt. Get a low snap. Gets it off. And Andrea will think the better of this one. Let it roll around, and this might just end the quarter. And yes, indeed. 12 minutes to go. Galena Park Yellow Jackets up by 4 scores, shutting out the Waltrip Rams 28-0. You are watching Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 live on LSN.
That's the end of 3 quarters of play with our score. Jackets 28, Rams 0.
Well, since guys in the, oh, there we go.
Friday night high school football in Texas is tough, but buying a new car shouldn't be. That's why new car deals are better in Baytown at Community. Community, where everything we do is centered around you.
As we get set into the 4th quarter, other games on the night being reported still at the half, just not updated yet. Sterling over Austin, 28-14 at the half, and Marshall, who are probably going to win the district, over Willow Ridge, 28-7. Last night, it was Madison over Sharpstown, 34-8. Here it's 28-0, as the Yellow Jackets will have it 1st down and 10, and they'll have it at their own 29 as we start 4th and final quarter. Speed around the side, and that is, looks like Gutierrez on the carry. Got a few carries in that first half. First half he was 3 for 30. And give him yardage to about the 37. Second down and 2. Ray is still in there at quarterback. Remember, he came out for that one series. Throwing against his body and incomplete. Intended for bowling ball Barrientos. Barrientos has caught 4 passes on the year for 52 yards. So you can see him out there sometimes downfield attempting to catch, but Reyes is just 2 for 4 as a passer tonight. Well, it was Ivan Reyes who was a little shaken up on that play. He's out. Flores is back in, and he's going to call his own number and get the first down. So when they went to Flores in the first half, it was probably more for strategic reasons. And it worked, but we do not speculate or guess on what injuries could be. But Reyes coming off under his own power, and we'll just have to see what happens going forward. So probably will not see him anymore tonight. Flores under center. And Gutierrez for maybe 2 yards to about the 44. Well, the last week or two, we have not really, remember we were bowling ball left, bowling ball right down the middle. And either the strategy has been changed or teams have been keying on Barrientos. And haven't called his number too much tonight. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, 2nd and 8. Well, there he will get the shot and up to the 49. Let's see, the original line of scrimmage is 44. So give him a 5 yards there. 3rd down and about 3 to go. They're about unofficially 6 for 9 on 3rd down conversions. Oswaldo Flores in there at QB. Pulling ball, Barrientos in the backfield, and Gutierrez, little wing in there, and on the option. Quarterback options have worked for both QBs tonight. They'll pick up the first down at about the 46.
Stop made by number 30, Joe Gonzalez. First down Jackets.
Spotted at the 45. So I'll make it about a 6-yard gain. Drive continues. Yellow Jackets up 28-0. And what do you know? Reyes is back out there. He's going to keep it, holding that ball out front, so well enough to get back into the ball game. And of course, that's a good sign for the Yellow Jackets. Gets about 7 yards there. And I think, as you know, the Yellow Jackets more of a ground team than a passing team. And it remains to be seen how far that can take them this year. Approaching 8 minutes to go in the 4th and final quarter. And on a little misdirection, Barrientos, make that up, Alvarez, excuse me, to the 30 for an 8-yard gain. And they've got another first down. Looks like about 8 yards there. Well, next week, the Yellow Jackets back to the road, and they'll take on Sharpstown. But it'll be a Thursday game. Next 2 weeks, Thursday games. One on the road and the final home game of the regular season here. And we'll tell you in a moment. Well, as I was saying before the break, games are starting to dwindle down to a precious few in the regular season. Just 3 to go after tonight. And they'll be hopping all weekend. This is the last Friday night game, actually. Friday, the classic night for football, especially in Texas. But Thursday night, the Yellow Jackets in another district game. They're all district the rest of the way. They'll be taking on Sharpstown at Barnett Stadium. It's a 7 o'clock start, and we'll have that as an audio-only game on lsnsports.com. You can hear the play-by-play starting at 7. Another big, important road game. And this is an important home game with the Yellow Jackets up 28-0. Reyes back in the ball game. And they're going to go to the air, one-on-one, and incomplete. Well, good fake, good play action fake. Renteria down there, and well, coverage on the play defensively. Look like Joe Gonzalez defending against it. So unless the next couple of weeks they really intend to work on that, the pass just is not their thing. Reyes now 2 for 5, only his 5th attempt tonight. Flores didn't attempt any when he was in there. 2nd down and 10. And that's kind of more of what they do. Gutierrez for, let's give him a gain of 2 to about the 28. Approaching 7 minutes to go. 6 of 9 on 3rd down conversions, and this is the 10th play of the drive coming up. Probably 2 down territory, as they say. Bowling ball to single back. Looks like somebody moved one-on-one, trying if at first you don't succeed, and they failed again that time. So tried to do it twice in a row. Not actually in a row, but twice on the same drive, and Renteria not able to get there. Was there a flag before the play? Did the defense jump? Looks like somebody might have been in the neutral zone. Or are they calling false start? Well, if it was a false start, if it was on the offense, Waltrip would probably be better to just decline and bring up 4th down. But it is 4th down here. They're 0 for 2, I believe, on 4th down conversions. And I think they want to talk about it for a moment. Why not? 6:45 remaining in the 4th and final quarter. Galena Park Yellow Jackets 28, Waltrip Rams nothing. You're watching Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 live on LSN.
Attention students, if you have a ride coming to pick you up, please call for that ride so your ride's on time to get
So on this nice night here, Friday night, hard to believe that this is the last time they'll actually play on a Friday night. Don't know what might happen in the postseason. And I guess starting next week, with 3 games in the regular season to go, you can start thinking in terms of jockeying for position in the postseason. Of course, everybody figuring pretty much that the Fort Bend Marshall is going to take 1st in the district. The battle for 2nd could get very interesting. And of course, the Yellow Jackets want to win here tonight to hold serve with 3 games to go. 2nd place could come down to that last game on the Saturday regular season. Here's 4th down. Play action again. Being chased. Gonna tuck it and run, and he will come up short. Fumbled out of bounds, but that's moot. So out of bounds at about the 24. 4-yard gain, and that's all she wrote. Waltrip Rams will get it on downs. And out of bounds somewhere around the 24-25 yard line. 6:30 remaining here in the 4th and final quarter. And we'll see where they're going to spot it, as we need to keep track of those kind of things, you know. My eyes playing tricks on me. Well, you see it there on the ground. Maybe you could see it better than me from up here. It looks like their own 22. And do they still have Sean Crawford in there at quarterback? We'll know in a moment. I think so. Looks like, well, no, this time they go back to Cuevas, and Cuevas trying to take it on the sweep, going left. Well, we've talked tonight about Don Martinez, the referee, but we haven't gotten a chance to talk about his crewmates. Don Martinez, the referee, umpire John Stubblefield, head linesman Jerry Skinner, line judge Guy Barney, back judge Chase Williams, side judge Larry Houston, and field judge Joseph Sherfield. And when we play in HISD next week, they only use 5 officials for some reason, so always better to have extra hands on deck. And it looks like that might be a nice diving catch. So yes, good throw and a good catch. Carlos Resgata. And they get it to the 42-yard line. I think that's the longest completion for any quarterback tonight. 15 yards. He's attempted more passes. They pass a little bit, well, should I say a little bit or considerably better than Galena Park? What would be a better way of looking at it? Let's just say they attempt it more often, generally. They try to, but they're not as proficient. Galena Park Yellow Jackets basically are not a pass-first team. That's obvious. It's quite obvious. And when they do, they kind of look like it. This team, well, they attempted more, but they aren't all that much more successful, really, quite obviously. And let's see, were they shut out last week? Haven't won a game. 0-6 overall, 0-5 in district. And a lot of the games have not been very competitive, so the Yellow Jackets might be looking at 2 weeks in a row of pitching a shutout. An overthrow there. And defensively, as you take a look down at Galena Park, looks like they have a lot of second unit defenders in the game. That, of course, can be a factor. A situation like this. Of course, they'd like the shutout, but they want players healthy for the upcoming weeks. Very important upcoming weeks here. And let's see, in terms of Waltrip and their schedule, we're telling you, well, their lost 2 weeks. They played, last time they played was on a Thursday. That was a week ago. Little whistle there. Okay, and you have to excuse me for the, didn't expect that noise to come in, didn't want that interference. They lost 26-21, a tight one to Madison. And that was a home game for them. Don't know which HISD facility they played it at. But they have yet to win, and they have been shut out twice on the year. Shut out against Klein Forest on their opener way back on September 2nd. And no surprise, they were shut out at Fort Bend Marshall on September 24th, 59-0. So their losses, 48-0, 14-6 to Austin in district. The other Fort Bend school, Willow Ridge, they lost 22-10. Marshall shutting them out 59-0. Houston Sterling beating them 12-7. And then last week on the Thursday night, played Thursday, the last couple of games have been on Thursdays. They lost 26-21. So here in danger of their third shutout on the season. Not much gaining right there. A couple of ticks under 4 minutes to go now. For Galena Park, depending on how long you've been with us tonight or through the season. 4-2 overall, 3-1 in district. Okay, there's that sound effect again. I'll pay for that. We can't blame the guys on the try. You guys didn't do it. It's not your fault. Gonzalez, a little bit out of your screen, going to attempt a punt. Renteria took one to the house earlier. Might have a chance. Well, they're going to have to run back on this one and just watch it go out of bounds. 3:10 is what remains. And again, the Yellow Jackets on their way to their 5th victory on the year and 4th in district. And they'll have it 1st and 10 at about their own 22. And there'll be 3:10 to go. So let's see if they come back out with Reyes or Flores to end things here. And we see a lot of new faces coming out. Gutierrez comes out. And by out, I mean on the field. And let's see, is it... Well, perhaps you can see it on your screen better than I can. It does look like it's Flores. Yes, it's Flores. And they're just going to keep this thing on the ground. Flores will take it to about the 27 for a 5-yard gain. So on the season, trying to keep stats here the best I can. Stats are kind of like moot at this point. If you really want to dive into the stats, I would suggest Max Preps would be a good website for you. You may remember back on August 27th, the Yellow Jackets lost here to Baytown Lee at home, big one, 56-7. They went to Conroe and beat New Caney, first road game on the year, 34-14. That was back on Friday, September 3rd. Then the Thursday game against the Marshall Buffaloes here, they gave up 48 points. If you look at what Fort Bend Marshall has done this year, they Yellow Jackets were one of the more competitive teams against them. Timeout here. All right, and we'll step away. Well, we'll get our picture back in a second, I would hope. Yeah, there we go. 3rd down and about 5. Yellow Jackets on their way to the W, and Reyes back in the game, so switching quarterbacks, and no need to keep stats. Clock will stop as they get the first down. Now under 2 minutes here. It's supposed to stop. Don't know why they keep running it. Well, when the referee waves his hands like that, like a windmill, you're supposed to stop it. Well, okay. I guess perhaps maybe they'll learn next week. Well, as we were talking about the schedule, the rest of the schedule for the Yellow Jackets, going back what they've done this year, on the road, knocking off Sterling 30-8. Madison at home here a couple of weeks ago, beating them 43-21. And last week, the shellacking of Northside on a Saturday. And we were talking about Fort Bend Marshall. The Marshall Buffaloes are undefeated, 7-0 and 5-0 in district, but as you take a look at their schedule, Galena Park has given them their toughest competition so far. That is, well, guys, okay, well, I tell you what, audio-wise, I'm going to keep it here. Okay, hopefully you folks can hear me. 7-0 on their schedule. Now, the game that they played against Galena Park here on Thursday, September 9th, they won 48-21. Since then, the 3 teams they played, Northside, Waltrip, and Sharpstown, 72-0, 59-0, 56-0, well, make that 4, Austin. 4 shutouts in a row, Northside, Waltrip, Sharpstown, and Austin, 72-0, 59-0, 56-0, 61-0. Tonight at last report against Willow Ridge, they at home were leading 42-7. Let's see if we get an update on that. So you can make of that what you will if you're trying to put a positive spin on it. The fact that although they haven't been defeated this year, the Yellow Jackets apparently gave them their toughest competition. And yes, we do have them up 42-7, so they're on their way to a W there, but Willow Ridge getting on the board. Sharpstown lost yesterday 34-8 to Madison, and that will be the Yellow Jackets' next opponent next week. So here, I guess 49 seconds to go, a couple of knee down will do it, maybe one. And they can let the game clock and the play clock run down. And they will snap it. And the Yellow Jackets will have their second home win with just one more to go and 3 games remaining on the schedule. And they take the knee, 20 seconds on the clock, and now, well, we said a lot of Yellow Jackets colors here tonight. One of the Yellow Jackets colors is a little bit of orange, and the other orange, of course, is for that baseball team that plays in this city. Now everybody can go home and check that score as the horn is about to go off, and there you are, and there it is. The Galena Park Yellow Jackets with the W on the exploding scoreboard. So, a successful night for the Yellow Jackets, and we're going to take a chance right here to, or we thank our sponsors and thank people that we need to recognize. Tonight's individual stats are provided by the athleticdepartment.com. They're a full-service provider of high school and college stats for teams, coaches, and athletic directors. Please follow them on their Twitter and Facebook social media platforms. Athleticsdepartment.com are now signing up other team sports for this year. And before we go, we want to thank some special people that we need to acknowledge every week. First of all, we want to thank the folks at Houston HISD, starting with HISD Superintendent Millard House, the second, HISD Athletic Director Andre Walker, and Waltrip High School Principal Michael Nigley, and Head Coach Jeremy Kirk. And of course, on the Galena Park side, the Galena Park ISD, we want to thank Superintendent Dr. John Moore, Galena Park ISD Athletic Director Vivian Dancy, and Assistant Galena Park ISD Athletic Director Kay Walker, and the Galena Park High School Senior High School Principal Dr. Kimberly Martin. Well, Galena Park Yellow Jackets football 2021 on LSN has been sponsored by Regions Bank, by Kim Walt and Danette Woltuski with Remax, by your Woodlands Allstate agent, Armania Sitter, by Mr. Electric, by the Walkup Company, by Meta Staffing Services, by Bonfire Wings, by Hotze Health and Wellness Center, and by the Roach Partners LLP. Be with us next week when it will be an audio only on lsnsports.com at 7 o'clock, a Thursday night game, on Thursday night, and that will be the 21st of October when the Yellow Jackets will take on Sharpstown in a very important district game, as there are just 3 district games remaining, I should say, and they're going to be huge. So, for all of us, for our crew here tonight, provided the camera and the pictures, my name's Dave Marks. I want to say so long, and we'll see you on the video in 2 weeks, and we'll see you on the audio next week. So enjoy your weekend, everyone. Stay safe and be good.